Hey everyone, this is me 1 week without a voice, which has been so crazy. It started with a cold and I started losing my voice and it is not coming back. I'm now on prednisone in hopes that this will work, but I'm missing my voice very much.
Well, hello. I am recording this video 2 weeks after that first part of the video, and I'm finally starting to get my voice back 3 weeks after I first got sick. Now, I like to be honest with all of you, my followers and friends, so I thought I would update you with what has been happening in my life. On April 25th, I came down with a viral infection. I tested negative for strep, COVID, and influenza A and B. And what started out as a viral infection quickly turned into laryngitis. So my doctor told me that I had to rest my voice so I could heal. And I thought this would be for a couple days, but had no idea that it would be weeks. Not being able to use my voice for several weeks would be challenging for anyone. Just imagine what it would be like if you couldn't talk. But as a quadriplegic, my voice is even more crucial. So let me just give you a few examples. One, I use my computer with my voice. My computer has special software that allows me to speak into a microphone, and then it follows my directions, including voice dictation for emails. I also use the built-in voice dictation function on my iPhone to type texts and sometimes emails. And when I communicate with members of my team, I use an app called Voxer, which is a voice app that lets you send messages back and forth, kind of like a walkie-talkie. And I have a virtual executive assistant who helps me with my calendar and emails. But since I couldn't correspond with Voxer, I had to type everything out myself. So without my voice, my workday was much harder. The only way I could use email, text, and Voxer was through my phone, typing things out and using predictive text whenever I could. It was very tedious, and I definitely couldn't work as quickly as I usually do. But thank God for predictive text. Sometimes I only had to type one letter and it would help me finish my entire thought in the sentence. I also leave my caregivers with my voice. For the couple hours a day that I have caregivers in my home, I need to give them directions as they do things for me, like my daily cares and things around the house. Now, when I couldn't speak, I couldn't guide them. So I had to type out a whole list of notes on my phone, transferred them to a Microsoft document, and then printed them off so they could read them and see what they needed to do. With just my morning and nighttime routine, this equated to 8 pages of Microsoft Word documents. I would also type things out on my phone to tell people, to my caregivers, if something wasn't in the notes, or if I needed to tell Doug something. Now, all of this manual typing for work and for my caregivers had another side effect. My shoulder was hurting so bad. I was using these muscles way more than normal, and it caused quite a bit of pain. And on top of it all, I'm an inspirational speaker. My job is literally to use my voice, which includes speaking up to 3 times a day and singing a song at the end of each of those messages. So as you can imagine, losing my voice meant I couldn't work. We had to reschedule 3 of our speaking engagements, which was a huge bummer. But we have rescheduled most of them for the fall, and we'll do one of the events next week. So to get better, I really had to work hard to rest my voice. No talking and of course no singing. I've also been using lots of lozenges, drinking warm water with honey and lemon, but the worst was gargling with salt water. Ugh, I was desperate to do anything that would work, but yuck. I also recently started taking some herbal supplements in hopes to facilitate healing. And I do have an appointment on May 30th in Rochester at the Mayo Clinic to see an ENT so that they can do a scope into my vocal cords if things aren't completely better by then. I really despise that test as I've had to have it done before, and it was miserable. But I guess I'll have to do it if I'm concerned about the health of my vocal cords. But you better believe me, I am praying that things are better by then. So now, when this all began, Doug commented multiple times that our house had never been so quiet. There were 5 days where I maybe said 20 words in a day. I read, listened to audiobooks, I did everything I could that didn't involve talking for work so that I didn't get too far behind. And it was funny because Doug was joking about it at first, but then he changed his tune and said he really missed me talking and was tired of carrying the conversation. You don't realize how much you talk until you can't. And all the things I wanted to share, everything that I was experiencing, I couldn't share. But through all of this, I've learned the lesson of resilience. I shed a lot of tears over this, especially because of the speaking engagements having to be rescheduled. I was so looking forward to them. I've never lost my voice this long. I mean, it's maybe happened for 1 to 2 days at a time, but it's never been this bad. But I've also had to remind myself of the 4 components of PATH. I'm here for a purpose. I'm going to do this with a positive attitude. I'm going to rely on my team, and I'm going to have hope that I can get through this. I have a friend right now who's going through a much worse health challenge, which has reminded me in my struggles that what I was experiencing was not the end of the world. Thankfully, Till 360 has been really understanding. They really do care about my health and taking care of myself, which I'm really thankful for because I never, ever want to let anybody down. Resilience is key. Life throws us curveballs, and we just have to roll with them and trust that things will work out. Thank you for tuning in. Leave me any questions in the comments below.